Hello students, welcome to the lecture on management, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain management and its nature. Understand the purpose and scope of management. Explain the functions of managers. Write a short note on planning, organizing and controlling. State that management is a science or art. Discuss about ethics in managing and social responsibility of managers. Let's start with a brief introduction to management. A business develops in course of time with complexities. Management is essential not only for business concerns but also for banks, schools, colleges, hospitals, hotels, religious bodies, charitable trusts, etc. Every business unit has some objectives of its own. These objectives can be achieved with the coordinated efforts of several personnel. The work of a number of persons are properly coordinated to achieve the objectives through the process of management is not a matter of pressing a button, pulling a lever, issuing orders, scanning profit and loss statements, promulgating rules and regulations. Management is a vital aspect of the economic life of man, which is an organized group activity. It is considered as the indispensable institution in the modern social organization marked by scientific thought and technological innovations. Management is the integrated force in all organized activity. Whenever two or more people work together to attain a common objective, they have to coordinate their activities. They also have to organize and utilize their resources in such a way as to optimize the results. Management has achieved an enviable importance in recent times. We are all intimately associated with many kinds of organizations, the most omnipresent being the government, the school and the hospital. It is a specific organ of all kinds of organizations since they all need to utilize their limited resources most efficiently and effectively for the achievement of their goals.
Hi, I'm Siu Ling Hui with a video about how to manage your business cash flow effectively and efficiently for business success. Cash flow has to be managed at two levels, the operational level, which is the working in the business level, and the strategic level, which is the working on the business level. You need to do both. Each provides different insights into your business health. Both are needed to help you plan your business's financing needs. As I explained in the video titled What is Cash Flow? Managing cash flow at its core is simply about juggling your in-tins and your out-tins. With operational cash flow management, you are essentially mapping out your weekly in-tins and out-tins for out to 8 to 12 weeks. Strategic cash flow management is about the bigger picture. You are looking at monthly cash flows for the coming 12 to 18 months. Operational cash flow management is about knowing what's happening with your cash flow on a week-by-week basis. It's done with the rolling weekly cash flow forecast. That's just a fancy name for what is literally a weekly count of in-tins and out-tins. It's as simple and basic as that, but it's extremely effective in helping you identify any blips in your cash flow within a month. You should forecast out 8 weeks at a minimum, but it's better to do it for 12 weeks. It's called a rolling forecast because you roll it forward by adding a week to the forecast every week. Your previous week 2 becomes your new week 1. The aim is to ensure that you're always looking forward 8 to 12 weeks. Once you set it up, it should only take an hour or so, maybe even less, to update it each week. Now let's take a look at strategic cash flow management. This is where you are working on the business. It's about understanding the cash flow implications of your business strategies. It's done with the cash flow statement. This statement is the show me the money part of your accounts. How much cash will your new growth strategies generate? How much money will you need to fund the activities required to achieve your business growth objectives? In your historical accounts, this statement is how you find out where your money came in from and what it went out on. The cash flow statement is a crucial link between your profit and loss and balance sheet. The only way you get a full picture of your business is by looking at what is termed three-way accounts. That means a profit and loss, a balance sheet, and a cash flow statement, all of which tie in with each other. In my experience, I have found that the cash flow statement is usually missing in action. And this really stumps me because it is this part of your accounts that tells you about the lifeblood of your business. Is there a healthy flow of cash pumping through your business, or are you in danger of bleeding to death? And that's not all it does. It can also alert you to potentially serious errors in your account. Make sure you ask your bookkeeper or accountant to provide you with the cash flow statement as part of your monthly account.
Let us now talk about the management concept. Management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups accomplish efficiently selected aims. This basic definition needs to be expanded. As managers, people carry out the managerial functions of planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Management applies to any kind of organization. It applies to managers at all organizational levels. The aim of all managers is the same: to create a surplus. Managing is concerned with productivity that implies effectiveness and efficiency. Nature of management. Management is goal-oriented. The success of any management activity is accessed by its achievement of the predetermined goals or objective. Management is a purposeful activity. It is a tool which helps use of human and physical resources to fulfill the predetermined goals. Management integrates human, physical, and financial resources. In an organization, human beings work with non-human resources like machines, materials, financial assets, buildings, etc. Management integrates human efforts to those resources. It brings harmony among the human, physical, and financial resources. Management is continuous. Management is an ongoing process. It involves continuous handling of problems and issues. It is concerned with identifying the problem and taking appropriate steps to solve it. Management is a group activity. Management is very much less concerned with individuals' efforts. It is more concerned with groups. Organized activities. Management is a process of organized activities. Groups of people cannot be involved with the performance of activities without organized activities. Management comes into existence where a group of people are involved in achieving a common objective. Decision making. Management process involves decision making at all levels. Decision making describes the process by which a course of action is selected as the way to deal with a specific problem. Management is dynamic. Management has framed certain principles which are flexible in nature and change with the changes in the environment in which an organization exists. Working with and through people. Management involves working with people and getting organizational objectives achieved through them. Working through people is interpreted in terms of assigning activities to subordinates. Purpose of management. The purposes of management by exception are as follows: to economize the time spent by busy managers in looking after day-to-day problems, to concentrate attention and effort on correcting weak links. In the field of production can be applied for the following operations: actual quantity of production shortfall from standard, actual quality of production deviation from standard, amount of scrap, wastage, defectives, etc. excess over norms, capacity utilization shortfall from targeted rate of utilization, actual direct materials and labor costs incurred excess over budgeted amount for actual production, overhead and indirect expenses excess over budgeted amount, sequencing of operations, deviations from planned sequences, labor turnover and absenteeism excess over norms, deviations in actual labor and material mix from standard mixes. Scope of management. The field of management is very wide. The operational areas of business management may be classified into the following categories. Production management. Production management implies planning, organizing, directing and controlling the production function so as to produce the right goods in right quantity at the right time and at the right cost. It includes the following activities: designing the product, location and layout of plant and building, planning and control of factory operations, operation of purchase and storage of materials, repairs and maintenance, inventory cost and quality control, research and development. Marketing management. Marketing management refers to the identification of consumers' needs and supplying them the goods and services which can satisfy these wants. It involves the following activities: marketing research to determine the needs and expectations of consumers, planning and developing suitable products, setting appropriate prices, selecting the right channel of distribution, and promotion activities like advertising and salesmanship to communicate with the customers. Financial management. Financial management seeks to ensure the right amount and type of funds to business at the right time and at reasonable cost. It comprises the following activities: estimating the volume of funds required for both long-term and short-term needs of business, selecting the appropriate source of funds, raising the required funds at the right time, ensuring proper utilization and allocation of raised funds so as to maintain safety and liquidity of funds and credit worthiness and profitability of business. Administration of earnings.
Hello, I am Jam and I'm proud to be an entrepreneur. Wonder what my business is? Well, I supply fresh fruits, vegetables, groceries and lots more. But not to forget, in doing business, financial management is very crucial. Yes, because owning a business is the easy part. Managing it, making it work, and seeing the bigger picture is the real challenge. So, here are 4 simple financial management tips to guide you as an entrepreneur. Let's have a look. Tips number 1. Anticipate and evolve. Yes, a lot of changes happen to the market nowadays. Big and unexpected changes in your market can cost a lot of money. Therefore, anticipate, adapt to changes, and plan ahead for this evolution. Tips number 2. Efficient and effective. If you deliver quality on time and cost effectively, apply this efficiency to the financial management of your business too. Invoicing, payroll, taxes, insurance and debt. Make sure these are clean and timeless. Tips number 3. Positive cash flow. Having a positive cash flow is essential. But how to do it? Simple answer. Provide good service, build partnership, and maintain excellent working relationships with your customers. Continue to supply what they expect, and you are likely used more and paid more. And tips number 4. Go social in marketing. Forget about doing marketing the old way, putting adverts into newspapers and onto radio. This is very costly. Twitter, Facebook, and emails are super cheap ways of reaching a big, broad audience. Simple and smart, right?
Personal management. Personal management involves planning, organizing and controlling the procurement, development, compensation, maintenance and integration of human resources of an organization. It consists of the following activities: manpower planning, recruitments, selection, training, appraisal, promotions and transfers, compensation, employee welfare services, personal records and research. Moving on to the next topic, functions of managers. Good managers discover how to master 5 basic functions. Planning. This step involves mapping out exactly how to achieve a particular goal. The manager first needs to decide which steps are necessary to accomplish that goal. These steps may include increasing advertising, inventory and sales staff. These necessary steps are developed into a plan. When the plan is in place, the manager can follow it to accomplish the goal of improving company sales. Organizing. After a plan is in place, a manager needs to organize her term and materials according to her plan. Assigning work and granting authority are two important elements of organizing. Staffing. After a manager discerns his area's needs, he may decide to beef up his staffing by recruiting, selecting, training, and developing employees. A manager in a large organization often works with the company's human resources department to accomplish this goal. Leading. A manager leads to do more than just plan, organize, and staff her team to achieve a goal. Leading involves motivating, communicating, guiding, and encouraging. It requires the manager to coach, assist, and problem solve with employees. Controlling. After the other elements are in place, a manager's job is not finished. He needs to continuously check results against goals and take any corrective actions necessary to make sure that his area's plans remain on track. Management as a science. Students, can any one of you describe management as a science? Science is a systematic body of knowledge pertaining to a specific field of study that contains general facts which explains a phenomena. It establishes cause and effect relationship between two or more variables and underlines the principles governing their relationship. The main features of science are universally acceptance principles. Scientific principles represent basic truth about a particular field of inquiry. These principles may be applied in all situations, at all time, and at all places. Management also contains some fundamental principles which can be applied universally, like the principle of unity of command, that is, one man and one boss. This principle is applicable to all type of organization, business or non-business. Experimentation and observation. Scientific principles are derived through scientific investigation and researching, that is, they are based on logic. Management principles are also based on scientific inquiry and observation. They have been developed through experiments and practical experiences of large number of managers. Cause and effect relationship. Principles of science lay down cause and effect relationship between various variables. The cause, that is lack of balance, the effect can be ascertained easily, that is ineffectiveness. Similarly, if workers are given bonuses, fair wages, they will work hard, but when not treated in fair and just manner, reduces productivity of organization. Test of validity and predictability. Validity of scientific principles can be tested at any time or any number of times, that is, they stand the test of time. Future events can be predicted with reasonable accuracy by using scientific principles. Principles of management can also be tested for validity. It cannot be denied that management has a systematic body of knowledge, but it is not as exact as that of other physical sciences like biology, physics and chemistry, etc. The main reason for the inexactness of science of management is that it deals with human beings and it is very difficult to predict their behavior accurately. Management as an art. Art implies application of knowledge and skill to trying about desired results. Art has the following characters. Practical knowledge. Every art requires practical knowledge, therefore learning of theory is not sufficient. It is very important to know practical application of theoretical principles. A manager can never be successful just by obtaining degree or diploma in management. He must have also known how to apply various principles in real situations by functioning in capacity of manager. Personal skill. The level of success and quality of performance differs from one person to another. Similarly, management as an art is also personalized. Every manager has his own way of managing things based on his knowledge, experience and personality. That is why some managers are known as good managers, whereas others are as bad. Creativity. Every artist has an element of creativity in line. He aims at producing something that has never existed before, which requires combination of intelligence and imagination. Management is also creative in nature like any other art. It combines human and non-human resources in useful way so as to achieve desired results. Perfection through practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Every artist becomes more and more proficient through constant practice. Similarly, managers learn through an art of trial and error initially, but application of management principles over the years makes them perfect in the job of managing. Goal-oriented. Every art is result-oriented as it seeks to achieve concrete results. In the same manner, management is also directed towards accomplishment of predetermined goals. Managers use various resources like men, money, material, machinery and methods to promote growth of an organization. Management as both science and art. Management is both an art and a science. It is considered as a science because it has an organized body of knowledge which contains certain universal truth. It is called an art because managing requires certain skills which are personal possessions of managers. Science provides the knowledge and art deals with the application of knowledge and skills. A manager to be successful in his profession must acquire the knowledge of science and the art of applying it. Let us now talk about the ethics in managing and social responsibility of managers. Company social responsibility and responsiveness are based on managers' ethical standards. Socially responsible policies and practices are initiatives that lead in the right direction. The value orientation of society in general is placing increasing pressure on the organization to extend their reach beyond the organization's boundaries and its immediate workforce. Corporate policies and practices affecting manpower as well as product and service delivery processes must meet the expectations of society in general and the firm's constituents in particular. Types of managerial ethics. Managerial ethics are standards of conduct or moral judgment that managers use in their work. The standards come from society's general norms and values and individuals' experiences in family, religious, educational and other institutions and interpersonal interactions. Thus, managerial ethics differ between people. There are mainly three major levels of moral or ethical judgment characterizes managers. Immoral management. In business, immoral and unethical may be synonymous. Management lacks ethical principles, actively opposing ethical behavior. Concern is exclusively with profit and success at any cost, readiness to treat others unfairly, seeing law as obstacles and an inclination to cut corners. Amoral management. A moral management is neither immoral nor moral but ignores or is obvious to ethical issues. There are two moral management types, intentional and unintentional. Intentionally, immoral managers exclude ethical concerns from decisions and actions as they think general ethical standards are inapplicable. Unintentionally, immoral managers are inattentive or insensitive to the moral implications of their decisions and actions and ignore ethical issues. Immoral managers may be well-meaning but give little attention to the impact of their behavior as they chase profitability. Moral management. In contrast to both immoral and immoral management, moral management follows ethical principles and precepts. While moral managers want to succeed, they do so only within ethical standards and ideals of fairness, justice and due process. As a result, moral managers pursue twin business objectives of profit making and engaging in legal and ethical behaviors. Ethical guidelines for managers. Despite problems in setting specific ethical standards, guidelines can be useful to understand the ethical implications of managerial decisions and behaviors. These guidelines are given below. Obey the law. A basic social responsibility and managerial ethics tenet is obedience to the law, preferably in both letter and spirit. Tell the truth. Telling the truth is vital to build stakeholders' trust. the Digital Equipment Corporation DEC was asked by an employee group to look at a seemingly high miscarriage rate among female workers on semiconductor assembly lines. DEC commissioned a study. The study found the semiconductor area had miscarriage rates of 39% in contrast to 18% in other company areas and the wider population. Show respect for people. Treating people with respect has deep roots in the study of ethics. Respect for the individual is a central aspect in the move to valuing diversity. Stick to the golden rule. Do unto others as we would have others to do unto us is a standard for measuring the ethical dimensions of business decisions. In business terms, it means treat people fairly as managers would want the firm treated if it were a person. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learnt in this lecture. Management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups accomplish efficiently selected aims. Management has framed certain principles which are flexible in nature and change with the changes in the environment in which an organization exists. Management involves working with people and getting organizational objectives achieved through them. Working through people is interpreted in terms of assigning activities to subordinates. A moral management is neither immoral nor moral but ignores or is oblivious to ethical issues. Managerial ethics, as noted, are standards of conduct or moral judgment that managers use in their work.